If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. The lie can be maintained only for such time as the state can shield the people from the political, economic and/or military consequences of the lie. It thus becomes vitally important for the state to use all of its powers to repress dissent. For the truth is the mortal enemy of the lie, and thus by extension, the truth is the greatest enemy of the state. Joseph Goebbels.
What's that on Obama's ankle? It looks like he could be on tag. They don't want him running off anywhere by the looks of it. Oh look, someone else on tag. It's Hillary Clinton. And Oprah has just announced that she's finished her career for this year, the rest of this year, and you'll just happen to notice she's also on tag. One of the most evil, satanic bitches on the planet she is, by the way. And here's another bitch on tag. Yes, it comes to them all eventually, hopefully. Still waiting to see some of them executed. Apparently the Queen and Philip have been executed, but again, this would explain why they had that Photoshop photo they put out recently pretending to be them. But why? This is the Denver Airport mural painted in 1994. Tell me this is not weird. How far do they plan their stuff in advance? Yes, because all of us, every single country's now got a mask on. Well, those daft enough to wear them have at any rate. 1994, that was painted. Who really runs the world? Courtesy of in5d.com. Highest level malevolent extraterrestrials who literally exist and feed off fear, death, pain, suffering, misery and sacrifices. Controllers of the archons. And then below that of the pyramid, 1. Archons and other invisible matter. 2. Higher level malevolent extraterrestrials, e.g. Anunnaki. 3. Lower level malevolent extraterrestrials, e.g. Dracos and reptilians. 4. The Vatican, Roman Catholic Church. 5. The Bilderbergers. 6. Business Advisory Council. And as Franklin D. Roosevelt said, in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. World War III is here and people are still busy taking selfies and making plans for when things go back to normal. It's a war between people and their governments, except the people don't know they're at war. What were the main aims of the Frankfurt School? 1. The creation of racism offences. 2. Continual change to create confusion. 3. The teaching of sex and homosexuality to children. Well, they're well on the way with that one, aren't they? 4. The undermining of schools and teachers' authority. 5. Huge immigration to destroy identity. 6. The promotion of excessive drinking. 7. Emptying of churches. 8. An unreliable legal system with bias against victims of crime. And that's true. 9. Dependency of the state or state benefits. 10. Control and dumbing down of media. 11. Encouraging the breakdown of the family. Abolish differences in the education of boys and girls. Declare women to be an oppressed class and men as oppressors. And they've pretty much carried out all them things so far. The bullshit. Poverty, child slavery, paedophiles in positions of power, wealth inequality, mind control, sex trafficking, kill weapon causing cancer. Can't see anything. I've got some bad news for those planning on going to the pubs when they reopen. I will not be partaking in any pub that is asking for this sort of shit. This could be the end of pubs, what they're about to try on us here. This is the Prince Albert, I think in Manchester. Reopening rules and procedures. All customers must show photo ID, passport, driving licence, proof of age with pass hologram. All customers must complete a short ID form, name, date of birth, postcode, telephone number. These details must match ID provided. All customers must have their temperature checked, non-contact digital thermometer. You can piss off. You point anything at me, I'll point a fist back at you. Hand sanitizer must be used on entry and before purchasing at the bar. You can piss off as well. Wash hands thoroughly after using the toilet. Well, everyone does anyway. Well, just about. Government guidelines. Let me rephrase that. Dictatorship guidelines. These aren't rules. These are just guidelines. They're not even as rules. They're definitely not laws, but they're not even rules. They're guidelines. Anyone that is dumb enough to follow this shit is committing suicide for the pub. Government guidelines on social distancing must be followed for anyone not part of your immediate household. All crockery and cutlery will be disposable and should be binned after use. Failure to adhere to any of the above will result in you being asked to leave the venue. Be alert, control the bullshit, save lives. The Prince Albert, Railway Street, Wolverhampton. Yeah, well, I will not enter any pub that tries any of that shit. And let's face it, we've been getting along fine. If it comes to this sort of shit, or come round my house, we'll have a frigging party round our place. Just bring your own beer and we'll have a proper party. None of this shit for this bullshit. Major incident declared as people flock to England's south coast. Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council says services are completely overstretched as visitors defy advice to stay away. As you can see from this picture here, they're just on the beach like nobody gives a shit. Oh, wait, damn. Let's just have a look at this, shall we? A major incident was declared after tens of thousands of people defied police to stay away and descended on their droves on beaches in Bournemouth and other stretches of the Dorset coast. The local authority BCP Council covering Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole said it was forced to instigate a multi-agency emergency response to tackle issues ranging from overcrowding on the beaches, traffic gridlock and violence. Security guards had to be used to protect refuse collection teams. The Bournemouth East MP Tobias Elwood said 500,000 people had flocked to the beaches and said the situation was so overwhelming that the UK government should step in to help the council deal with the crisis. You'd think, wouldn't you? Except it turns out we've been lied to yet again, because that picture is from 2017. Many have posted the pictures of those that were on the beaches and there was nowhere near that amount. So yet again, we're being lied to by the media. Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather, except we all know that the media lie all the time. A media not lying is impossible, because that's all they were put there for, to lie and keep us dumb. Robbie Williams suggests debunked Pizzagate conspiracy theory is true in bizarre interview. You see, it's bizarre because he's saying, yes, there are a load of paedophiles in America and in the UK that go to like this pizza place that they mentioned where they rape, torture and kill children. And that's why they said in a bizarre interview, because you can't put the truth out, can you? Robbie Williams has suggested the Pizzagate conspiracy theory hasn't truly been debunked in a bizarre new interview. Again, they use the word bizarre to try and make him look like he's crazy when he's telling you, well, I should presume he's done the research and he knows that it's real. The 46-year-old sat down for an interview with journalist Anna Breeze, and in the teaser clip from the second part of the interview, the rock DJ singer appears to question the validity of a conspiracy theory alleging that several high-ranking Democratic Party officials and US restaurants were involved in an alleged human trafficking and child sex ring. The theory was widely debunked during the 2016 US presidential election following the investigation by the New York Times on the fact-checking website Snoops. Well, if Snoops says it's not real, then we all know that it is. However, the theory has gained renewed interest on TikTok in recent weeks, and it seems Williams is also interested in conspiracy theory. In a clip shared by Breeze, the former Take That star says, "Look, there might be a personally reasonable explanation for that language. Who knows? The fact that we don't know means that nothing has been debunked. Yes, there was no basement in the particular pizza place. That's not the debunking that I want. As a civilian, a human that's going, hey, this bit's really effing weird. That is the bit. Nobody's been asked, nobody said that, and there's been no answers. But the overreaching reporting of this story is debunked fake news. That when they're calling it fake news, you know it's real. It's not. The right question haven't been asked to the right people in the right places. Just as I take my pop star hat off, my celebrity hat off, and just talk as Robert from Stoke-on-Trent, ST67HA, opposite the ancient Britain, big up Stoke-on-Trent, just as that guy for a moment that's watching from the terraces, why aren't those questions being asked? Santa Cruz ends bizarre closure because people are not willing to be governed anymore. Shame we've got such a load of compliant slaves ever in this country, innit? Santa Cruz, California. Beaches in Santa Cruz County will reopen starting at midnight Thursday night. Even at the county's bullshit continues to rise. We had hoped to continue the beach closure until the 4th of July weekend, but it's become impossible for law enforcement to continue to enforce that closure, said Santa Cruz County Health Officer Dr. Gail Newell. People are not willing to be governed anymore in that regard. We shouldn't be governed at all. Beaches have been closed to sunbathers and picnickers for weeks in Santa Cruz, with a keep it moving policy to discourage congregating. That will no longer be the case starting Friday morning. Starting July 6th, the county's shelter-in-place order will expire, bringing Santa Cruz full in line with the state reopening timeline. However, a stricter local mask order is being put in place. Face coverings for children over the age of 2 are now required, no longer optional. Over the weekend, the county saw 28 new bullshit cases. The increase was by far the greatest increase that we've had to date in our county, said Newell. We actually had to redesign our epidemiology graph on the data dashboard to accommodate numbers of that size. This is not a surprise. This is exactly what we've been expecting when reopening, with the political protests and our community memorials and vigils, said Newell. Most known outbreaks in the county have been tracked back to family gatherings, especially around Mother's Day, Memorial Day and graduations, Newell added. Almost all the bullshit transmission in our community are when people are within 6 feet and each other for a prolonged period of time, not wearing face coverings. Santa Cruz County has now 106 active cases, up from around 42 weeks ago, Newell said. They have 337 total bullshit cases countywide and 3 deaths. What a crock of shit. There's no evidence that wearing masks, in fact, wearing masks is extremely bad for breathing. You end up breathing in your own bacteria, breathing in CO2 and not getting enough oxygen. And this is why people are starting to pass out, as was pointed out by a friend who videoed it yesterday, someone passing out because they had a mask on and they were breathing their own shit back in. But let's irrelevant to that. If the masks work, why the 2 meter distancing? If the 2 meter distancing works, why the mask? If both work, why the lockdown? Because it's a scamdemic. Matt Hancock threatens to close beaches after 500,000 people flock to Dorset coast. More lies from the media. Absolute lies. These are stock photos. It even says PA Getty. These are stock photos. The government will close beaches if people continue to ignore social distancing, Matt Hancock has warned. A major incident was declared in Bournemouth on Thursday after thousands ignored health advice with widespread antisocial behaviour, gridlock roads and huge crowds on the hottest day of the year. Bournemouth East MP Tobias Elwood said 500,000, 500,000 visitors were in Dorset yesterday, almost as many as living in the county. Health Secretary Matt Hancock, the Wancock, told Talk Radio he wanted everyone to enjoy the sun, but the British people mustn't throw away all the hard work they have done to fight the bullshit. And as I've said right from the word go, they are stock photos from 2017. So Matt Wancock is a lying Wancock. Trump finally names the crime he thinks Obama personally committed. As the president's mood has continued to decline over the past few months, he has returned to a favourite target, though his volley hasn't been all that accurate. In early May, Trump introduced a new grievance, Obamagate, which served as a sort of umbrella term for the frustration rather than a tightly defined scandal. Remember, the media is always on the side of the Satanists. It's been going on for a long time, he explained poorly. On May 11th, it's been going on from before I even got elected, and it's a disgrace that it happened. And if you look at what's gone on, and if you look at now, all this information that's being released, and from what I understand, that's only the beginning. Some terrible things happened, and it should never be allowed to happen in our country again. On Monday, the president finally found the criminal statute that he's looking to pin on his predecessor. In an interview with the Christian Broadcasting Network, host David Brody prompted Trump to identify the specific charge he is accusing Obama of. Treason. Treason is it's treason, Trump said. Look, when I came out a long time ago, I said they've been spying on my campaign. I said they've been tapping, one or the other, and that was in quotes, meaning a modern day version of tapping. It's all the same thing, but a modern day version. But they've been spying on my campaign. Let's the paedophiles protect themselves, shall we? GP 44, who was caught trying to groom a 13-year-old girl in chat room, is not struck off as judge rules he can carry on working as a medic. Dr. Hafiz Rahman Awan, 44, spoke to officer pretending to be a schoolgirl. The GP engaged in sexual motivated chat over several days in January 2016. He was suspended by MPT for 9 months and for misconduct in November last year. Case reached High Court as GMC challenged decision, but appeal was rejected. A GP who was caught trying to groom a 13-year-old girl in an internet chat room has not been struck off after a judge ruled he can carry on working as a medic. Doctor, that 44 engaged in sexual motivated chat with a police officer pretending to be a schoolgirl called Sophia over several days in January 2016. During the exchanges, the doctor, then practicing in Leeds and Wakefield, where there are a load of dirty, filthy paedophiles and bankers, which is the same thing, of course, continued the chat, telling her he was in bed, sending her kisses and asking for her number. He was reported to the General Medical Council and in November last year was suspended by the Medical Practitioners Tribunal for 9 months for misconduct. But not sacked. No. Paedophiles are protected in this country. Tony Blair announced the building of the new Norfolk and Norwich Hospital on 11th of the 1st, 1998. It is rented to the NHS by a private company called PFI, Octagon, at a cost of over £50 million a year until 2037. Guess who 2 of the company directors are? Tony and Cherie Blair. I'm going to blow your mind right now. Try this for yourself. Type in any 3-digit number, then new cases on Google. And I did try this. What came up? I tried 357. Palm Beach County adds 357 new bullshit cases in 2 days. And there it is there. Palm Beach County adds 357. Here you go. Alright, so let's get to the next number I tried, which was 123. Louisiana bullshit. 123 new cases in academia as bullshit spreads continues increases. And there you go again. As you can see there, top one, Louisiana bullshit 123. And just for good measure, I'll try another one. 574 bullshit in India. Live updates. 574 new cases. 27 deaths reported in Mumbai today. Now go try it, and there it is. It's the second or third one, second one down. Try it yourself. Put whatever number you want in, and then space new cases, and you will get a bullshit every single time. And almost finally, you can shove your poisons up your effing arse. Black Labs matter. Don't you effing start. Trying to find data that justified the lockdown. Some people are like old TVs. They need to be slapped a few times to get the begging picture working. Effective suicide counselling in Australia. A desperate looking woman stood poised on the edge of a high cliff about to jump off. A filthy tramp wandering by stopped and said, "Look, since you're going to be dead in a few minutes and it won't matter to you, how about a little sex before you go?" She screamed, "No, bug off, you filthy old bastard." He shrugged and turned away, saying, "Okay, I'll just go down and wait at the bottom." She didn't jump. Me walking through a sea of masked people, knowing I have an immune system. A new pandemic is sweeping across Man United fans. It's called Livid-19. Symptoms include a bitter taste in the mouth, eating your own words, a jealous rage, avoiding social media and chatting shit like null and void and tainted title. There is no known cure. United fans will just have to grin and bear it.
Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.